Hi guys, this is me, George Buxton. Just kidding. Yeah, I was just pretending to be like my old self, probably from 2018, because we're travelling back in time so that I could re-show you all these games that I still have as of today. Of course, I had to miss a few of those PS1 games along the way. Yeah, because that's because I only started to collect a few PS1 games from 2019 to 2020. Now, before we get into the VHS updates revisited, I'm going to show you all these PS1 games in this part, and of course, I will show you some VHS tapes of the oldest in the second part. Right, so let's crack on. Starting with this one first, and here's my favourite game of all time, Crash Bandicoot from the PlayStation. And Crash is one of my favourite games of all time. Yeah, because the spin attack, you just do it like this. That sort. Spine and the back. And here's the instruction manual. And here is the platinum disc. Oh, this is a platinum release, by the way. And the next one is Crash Bandicoot 2. Cortex Strikes Back. Spine and the back. And here's a disc for Crash Bandicoot 2, Cortex Strikes Back. And there's the instruction manual. And the next one is Crash Bandicoot 3 Warped. Not much for spine and the back. And there's the manual. And here's the disc. And the next one is Crash Team Racing. Spine and the back. And there's the disc and the manual. Yeah, sorry if the pages were a little bit loose, but don't worry though, I managed to keep them in its good condition though. And the last Crash Bandicoot game would be Crash Bash. You know, wallop ting bang ting a ling a linger. You know, like wallop ting bang ting a ling a ling a ling a wop 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 wop. Spine and the back. Oh, this is Crash Bandicoot's first game after the departure of Naughty Dog. But look at the bright side though, at least Sony Computer Entertainment still has a part in it. Yeah, believe me, I know. There's the manual, and there's the disc, another platinum version. And the next one is Tony Hawk's Skateboarding. Spine and the back. And here's the manual, and there's the disc. And the next one is Porsche Challenge. Spine and the back. Here's the manual, and there's the disc. And the next one is Pac-Man World. Spine and the back. And here's the instruction manual, and here's a disc. And the next one is Circuit Breakers. Yeah, that suddenly reminds me of a Circuit Breaker lockdown. Yeah, which I don't want to remember, because that's the reason why am I showing you this. Because it's due to the pandemic, as I am unable to collect any PS1 games, or even videotapes. Spine and the back. Well, here's the instruction manual, and there's the disc. And the next one is everyone's favourite hated game, Bubsy 3D. Now, and I know that some YouTubers have already just hated Bubsy for a long time. Yeah, I don't know why, but it's just because some people hate Bubsy. But I certainly don't mind playing this game, even if it's rubbish. Spine and the back. And here's the manual, and there's the disc. And the next one is Ape Escape. Spine and the back. There's the manual, and there's the disc. And the next one is 007 Racing. Spine and the back. here's the manual, and there's the disc. Oh, and my favourite bit on 007 Racing is that I actually get to drive an Aston Martin DB5, just like James Bond would have driven on it. And the next one is the original Bomberman with a white label, Spy, and the back. And here's the disc, and there's the instruction manual. And moving on to Tom's favourite game. It's Worms World Party, Spy, and the back. And here's the instruction manual, and there's the disc. And the next one is Worms Pinball, Spy, and the back. And here's the disc. Oh yeah, sorry if the disc was a bit loose. Never mind, it's already been put back, and there's the manual. Right, and the next one is Worms Armageddon, the second game after the original Worms, Spy, and the back. And here's the disc for Worms Armageddon. And the next one is World's Scariest Police Chasers, Spy, and the back. And here's the disc for World's Scariest Police Chasers with an instruction manual. And the next one is Wipeout 3, Spy, and the back. And here's the manual, and there's a disc. And the next one is Wipeout, the original and the best, another platinum release. And here's the disc and the instruction manual once again. And the next one is Wacky Racers. Oh, and it's the all your cartoon favourites brand, Spy, and the back. And there's a disc for Wacky Racers. Moving on to V-Rally games now. And here's V-Rally, the original, Spy, and the back. Here's the instruction manual, and there's a disc. And the next one, and this is the best one, it's V-Rally 2. Now the reason why this is a best game, because it has better controls rather than the one of V-Rally 1, Spy, and the back. And here's the manual and the disc. Right, last one out of this pile, and it's Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2, Spy, and the back. And it's got a bonus demo called Matt Hoffman's Pro BMX. And here's a manual, and there's a disc. Right, moving on to the very first PS1 game that is actually owned, which is Ridge Racer, the very first game for the PS1. 2 spines, don't know why, and the back. There we go. Anyway, here's the disc for Ridge Racer. And there's the manual. Now, you're probably guessing what's in the other side. Well, apparently, this is Croc, the demo version. And the next one is Oddworld, Abe's Exodus, Spy, and the back. Here's some disc 1 of 2 and disc 2. And there's the manual, and there's the GameSpeak controls. And the next one is Toy Story 2, Buzz Lightyear to the Rescue, Spy, and the back. And here's a manual, and here's a disc. Next one, and it's Total Driven, Spy, and the back. And here's the disc and the instruction manual. The next one is The Next Tetris, and there's the back. Here's the manual and the disc. And the next one is moving on to my favourite film as a bit like a game on, which is The Italian Job, Spy, and the back, another platinum release. There's the instruction manual, and there's the disc. And the next one is Tekken 3. Spy, and the back. And here's the disc for Tekken 3 and the instruction manual. Now, and I know I got Tekken 2 as a disc only, though, but I haven't got the proper game for it though. But that's alright. But that's why I got Tekken 2 on PS1 anyway. And here's the original Tekken. Spy, and the back, another platinum release. And there's the disc. Next one, and it's Space Invaders, the reboot. Spy, and the back. Here's a manual, and there's a disc. Right, moving on to Ridge Racer games now. And here's Ridge Racer Revolution. Spy, and the back, another platinum release. Here's a disc for Ridge Racer Revolution. Next one, and it's Ridge Racer Type 4. Spy, and the back. And it's got 2 discs. Ridge Racer High Spec Demo, and there's Ridge Racer Type 4, the game of it. Now, and I know I've already got Rage Racer anyway. That was way up before I got Rage Racer, of course, to go with the set. The next one is Superbike 2000. Spy, and the back. And here's a manual, and there's a disc. Next one, and it's Rat Attack. Spy, and the back. Here's a manual, and there's a disc. Next one, and it's Looney Tunes Racing. Spy, and the back. And here's a disc for Looney Tunes Racing. Right, moving on to Gran Turismo games now. And here's the original one to begin with. Spy, and the back. And here's a disc for Gran Turismo. Next one, and it's Gran Turismo 2. Oh, and of course, I may have got rid of Colin McRae Rally 2, probably from a couple of months back, but I kept that one because it used to be 20p on Dorchester Carpet Sale many years ago. Spy, and the back. And here's disc 2, which is GT mode, and disc 1 for arcade mode, and it's got 2 manuals. One's colour for the original, and one for driving strategy guide. Next one, and it's Ford Racing, the first game. Spy, and the back. And here's a disc for Ford Racing. Next one, and it's Felony 1179. Spy, and the back. And here's a manual, and there's a disc. Well, see you in a minute. Right, last couple of those PS1 games now. And here's Croc, Legend of the Gobos. Spy, and the back. Here's a manual, and there's a disc for Croc. The next one is NASCAR 2000. Spy, and the back. And here's a disc and an instruction manual. And moving on to M&M's Shell Shocked. Spy, and the back. And here's a disc for M&M Shell Shocked with an instruction manual. Right, last 2 now. And here's Micro Machines V3. Spy, and the back. And it says, the greatest multiplayer game from the PlayStation Plus magazine. Nice one. Hey, I'm only kidding, yeah, because I remember hearing it on a demo of it, probably from Demo Disc 84. Yeah, that's why I like to say this bit, though. Anyways, here's a manual, and there's a disc. Last one, and it's Micromaniacs. Spy, and the back. And here's a disc for Micromaniacs. So there you go, viewers. That's pretty much all I can show you now. But of course, there's two bonus games that I remember showing you from 2017, from 2nd of April 2017. Well, I got two of them out to show you very quickly. And here it is, the very first game that I remember doing on 2017, and it's this, Crash Bandicoot Action Pack. Now that one came from my George Buxton's Game Reviews 2017 edition. Yeah, but this time I decided to include that to go with those PS1 games that I've showed you earlier. Well, there you go, because it's got 3 games like Crash Nitro Car, Twinsanity, and Crash Tag Team Racing. Spine and the back. And here's some free discs. Now, disc 1 for Crash Nitro Car, disc 2 for Crash Twinsanity, and disc 3 for Crash Tag Team Racing. And there's the instruction manual. And the next one is Rayman's 10th anniversary. That's the 2nd episode of it. Spine and the back. And here's disc 3 for Rayman 3, disc 2 for Rayman Revolution, the remake of Rayman 2, and Rayman M on disc 3, and an instruction manual. So there you go, viewers. That's pretty much all I can show you now. Right, and I shall see you in the next part, in which I get to show you some VHS tapes that I remember showing on 2018 from August. Well, I shall say goodbye now, viewers, and I'll see you in the second part. Bye bye.